Steelers Nation? It's Steelers Chalk Talk here on Fox Sports Net Wheeling, Pittsburgh. I'm your host, Randy the Tank Tantlinger. We got so much to get to this week. You know, the whole hour goes so fast every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. here on Fox Sports Net Wheeling, Pittsburgh. All right, your Steelers. They went down there to Houston and laid a big egg. Now, if you listened to the show last week, and I don't want to toot my horn because I try to be humble, but when I was right, I was right. When I was right, I was right. And I told you that there was a better than a fair middling. Remember that saying, you old-timers out there? It's fair to middling out there. That your Steelers were going to go down there and, like a big chicken in the yard, lay an egg. An ugly egg. A very ugly egg. You can't even boil that egg and eat it. It was so ugly that chicken done laid in Houston. Now, a lot of variables went into me believing the Texans were going to win. Mostly Matt Canada. Ooh, the hairs on your neck just went back up. We'll get to that. Probably ad nauseum this entire broadcast. Matt Canada. Matt Canada dry. Matt Canada dried up. Matt Canada dried up should be at the bus station waiting for the Greyhound to take him to Cleveland with the other refugees from the National Not For Long League. Mike Tomlin has dumped games throughout the years. Games that he was supposed to win. That on paper, he was going to win. I remember a game against the Raiders. He dumped. I mean, I won't even get in to the regular season's losses that have gone and happened. Playoff games. 2017. Against the Jaguars at home. Do you remember old Blake Bortles? Blake Bortles, quarterback for them there Jaguars. Shot-putted the football. Shot-putted it. Not on a rope. Not on a line. Not with precision point passing. But old Blake Bortles there would shot-put the ball. Yeah, came to Pittsburgh. Sent the Steelers packing in 2017. Let's go back to Mike Tomlin, 2011. Bipolar Ryan Clark can't play out there in Denver. I'm not a Ryan Clark fan. Trust me, if you ever go... Good for him, he's famous on ESPN now, which is kind of hysterical because he was rude and ignorant to the media. And I don't blame them. Some of them are idiots at the questions they ask. But I'm not a Ryan Clark fan. Not a Ryan Clark fan. Thinks he's a tough guy. But now he's famous being in the media on ESPN. But anyway, I digress. 2011. Mike Tomlin takes his team out there against Denver Broncos. One of the greatest quarterbacks ever to play in the NFL. One of the greatest quarterbacks ever to play in the NFL. I'm premising that upon his character, his Christian character, and his zest for life and love for life, not as his attributes as an NFL quarterback, because that didn't really pan out. Neither did his Major League Baseball career. But he was good at Florida for them there Gators. And all he had to be was good once in the playoffs to hang his hat on with Tim Tebow out there against the Broncos. Despite the Steelers being a 7.5 point favorite going to that game, in 2011, Mike Tomlin didn't get his team ready for that. Remember that? Remember that? So, and there's other games too, but love to hang the hat. Mike Tomlin doesn't get his team up for opposing teams that he should be. Lamb-based. Get ready to move on to the next level. Blake Bortles, 2017 against the Jags. Do you remember it? Do you remember how bad that disappointment was? It was a good football team we had. Mike Tomlin didn't get him up. 2011 against Tim Tebow. Almost an 8-point favorite on the road were your Steelers. So, not surprising considering the history of Mike Tomlin's failures against teams he should beat. Couple that with, well, let me start this way. Do you kids out there remember the snake? Kenny Stabler? Oh, I loved Kenny Stabler. Gotta always be honest with you folks. The Raiders are my second favorite team. Jim Plunkett, Kenny Stabler, George Blanda from Youngwood, PA, Fred Biletnikoff, Phil Villapiano, my old boss at the NFL Players Association, Gene Upshaw, Uppy. I remember walking through the offices in D.C. at the NFL Players Association. I worked in their contract department for a couple years, analyzing contracts. And hadn't really met Upshaw or whatever, and passed him in the hallway and said, "Do you know my name?" And without hesitation, Gene Upshaw said to me, "Why'd you forget it?" He grew to like my sense of humor, which was great. But I love Gene Upshaw. Always loved the Raiders. The point being here, okay, where I'm going with this. Kenny Stabler, the Snake, Alabama guy, later in life was calling football for Alabama Crimson Tide. And Bama got their butts handed to them. I don't know who it was. Maybe Ole Miss, we'll say. And after the game, Kenny was doing the live broadcast, play-by-play, color, I mean. And his cohort said to him, "Well, Kenny, what do you make of that loss to Old Mississippi today?" Kenny Stabler, New Orleans born and raised, Louisiana, said it quite profoundly. Right up there with Shakespeare, Descartes, and some of the Socrates, Plato, some of the great minds of his time. Kenny Stabler said, you cannot make chicken salad out of chicken droppings. I'm going to the bar. Took off his headset and he was done with the broadcast because that's how bad Alabama played. Brilliant statement. You cannot make chicken salad out of chicken droppings. Chicken droppings. You know what I mean? The point there is in reference to Matt Canada. You thought anything was going to be different? Yeah, he did some things different. We'll get into that. You cannot make chicken salad out of chicken droppings. This is Matt Canada's offense. Look, I don't want to attack anybody personally. Life is difficult. Try to always be humble. Try not to talk schmack on people, but this is the business I'm in. So, I'm sure Matt Canada's a nice guy. I'm sure his family loves him. I'm sure Kenny Pickett loves him. I'm sure his family loves him. But I am allowed to critique, and so are you, Steelers Nation, Matt Canada's handling of my Pittsburgh Steelers. And they're your Pittsburgh Steelers. They've been my Pittsburgh Steelers growing since I was 8 and became aware of them in Latrobe, PA, going up to St. Vincent's, pedaling on my little Evel Knievel bicycle with a playing card with the ace of spades in between the spokes. The kids, for listening, that's what we used to do, to go like it was a motorcycle with a horn on it and banana bars. But you young kids don't have any clue what I'm talking about, do you? That's okay. It's all right. But look, you cannot make chicken salad out of chicken droppings. And I'm talking about Matt Canada's offenses. You thought suddenly this offense was going to explode like it's capable of, for 30 points? No. No. You saw Matt Canada at his best. Now, he did, and if you listen to the show, you know that I've been telling you ad nauseum, you don't run Najee Harris outside to the C and D gap. You run Najee Harris up the middle, the A gap, B gap, off the center, off the guards, and you let him run straight forward and plow ahead. He's 260 pounds of locomotive muscle. Canada finally figured that out a little bit last week. Of course, on fourth and half a yard, 1 yard, he didn't use the locomotive. Najee Harris up the middle. No. Chicken droppings, chicken salad. Matt Canada dry ginger ale decides, the defense will expect me to run Najee up the middle. Or Jalen. I will outthink them. I will outsmart them. And I will go to shotgun. And this will confuse them and befuddle them. And I will blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. That's what Matt Canada hears in his head. You know how you all have that inner voice talking to you? Whether you're going for groceries. I want ice cream, so I like Breyers. I like Ben and Jerry's. And that inner voice that is in your head that says, go for the chunky monkey. You went to the gym all week. Enjoy your chunky monkey. We all have that inner voice. Matt Canada's inner voice when he's picking a play is blah, 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 blah. And he thinks with the other voice in his head, I'm so confused, I don't know what to do. Now the logical voice says, Najee's having a great day up the middle off that A gap, B gap. Let's see what my overpaid lineman can do. Now he goes shotgun. Wah, wah, wah. Hey, you're listening to Steelers Chalk Talk here on Fox Sports Net, Wheeling, Pittsburgh. I'm Tank Tantlinger. I'm here every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. My co-host, man, I just talked to him this morning. He come from getting an MRI done on that ankle of his. The former NFL quarterback, Mike McMahon, who works with me. He's actually the brains of the outfit. I'm just the Irish mouth. Trust me, Mike knows the game. He played quarterback for the Detroit Lions, Philadelphia Eagles, Rutgers, one of the greatest passers at Rutgers. Yeah, Mike's still down and out. Normally he joins me. Hey, on a little side note, you go Mountaineers. Go Mountaineers fans. Yeah, Mountaineer Nation, man. How you guys doing? Guess what? Mountaineers heading down to Houston. Houston take on, you know who they're playing, down in Houston on Thursday, October 12th. It's going to be a heck of a game down there. Tune in for that. No wonder ESPN is broadcasting it on a Thursday night at 7 o'clock nationally. Oh, yeah. Can't wait to see that game. Next home game, Oklahoma State and the Cowboys are coming down to Motown. Yes, they is, man. Guess what? Come on down to the Hope Gas pregame tailgate party. Okay? Come on down. You're going to have fun. You know why? Because fun, in my opinion, is always free food, free beer, and free entertainment. And that's what the good folks at Hope Gas are doing for you with the Hope Gas pregame tailgate party. It's right there in the Mountaineer parking lot. You see our building at Hope Gas right there, right? Free food, free entertainment. Starts 2 hours before kickoff. Come on down. Say hi. You might even run into me, the old Tank, there. We can talk some Mountaineer football. But yeah, absolutely. Come on down to the Hope Gas pregame tailgate party. Again, we're right there by the stadium. You can see it says Hope Gas on the side of the building. Yeah, that's us. Free beer, free food, free entertainment as we take on the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. Did I call them Cowgirls? Cowboys! West Virginia Mountaineers, man. Then we got BYU coming November 4th. Cincinnati Kitty Cats, November 18th. And, of course, your Mountaineers are going to close up the season down there in Baylor. Of course, they'll be warm for Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. But please stop by the Hope Gas Tailgate Party on October 21st as Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, where the Cowboys are going to get beat and all that good stuff. All right, going back to last week and the loss against the Texans. First of all, game ball, Chris Boswell. How many times has this man saved Mike Tomlin's butt? Remember the Kansas City game where he had like 29 field goals? AB's running around the locker room all happy. Offense didn't do diddly under Todd Haley, Randy Fichtner. Get my drift there? Chicken salad out of chicken droppings don't happen whether it's Todd Haley, Randy Fichtner, or Matt Canada. Craziness, man. You go down to Houston and you get lit up. We'll talk about defense, we'll talk about offense in the next couple segments and how this happened and how to fix it, I think. And it ain't practicing in pads. 6 lousy points, courtesy of, thank you, the Wizard of Boz, Chris Boswell, third quarter. Unbelievable. 35-yard, 23. Yeah, Boswell's going to make those all day long, baby. All day long. That's what Chris Boswell does, like a metronome. And he's going to win games against Kansas City down there. He's going to get you 6 points against the Texans. In fact, you should expect every game that Chris Boswell plays for you in, he's going to get you 6 to 9 points. That's a buffer. That's a buffer. All you got to do is get to the ball to the 35-yard line. 35-yard line. And chances are he's going to get you 3. Then let your offense go to work. If you had an offense, as the great Kenny Stil'rs said, you cannot make chicken salad out of chicken droppings. And I'm talking about Matt Canada dried up offense. And for Tomlin to come out this week and blame his players in what's going to go down in infamy as his biggest horse pucky ever press conference. When we come back to the next segment, we're going to talk about that press conference. Those reporters that went down there had to walk out of there, said, hold on a second, before I leave I have to put on my boots because there's so much horse pucky, manure, chicken salad, chicken droppings on the floor. I can't walk out of here in my tennis shoes. My New Balances are going to get ruined. All right, you're listening to Tank Tantlinger here on Stil'rs Chalk Talk on Fox Sports Net, Wheeling, Pittsburgh. Monster truck. Just sounds like it has to follow after that. Monster truck. All right, we'll be right back after these commercial messages.